What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some battles submitted to the channel by Jobo44, who's running a triple normal monkey theme team. And I know a lot of you are thinking, dude, we just had the Vigoroth Cup, but don't worry, Vig is not nearly as dominant in the Open Great League, but also we're running Shadow Ambipom. This Pokemon absolutely sucks, by the way, if you're wondering why have I not seen it before. Its only good charge move is Hyper Beam, which is obviously a ton of energy. It's also got Aerial Ace and Low Sweep, which are both terrible, and it's got the choice of running Astonish and Scratch as the fast moves, which are both awful. Throughout the video, I do believe we switch up the moveset quite a few times, but with that being said, let's just get into the question of the day. What is the worst Pokemon you've ever built for the Go Battle League? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle, we lead Vigoroth into Electrode, a matchup we saw quite a lot of times recently on the channel when we were featuring Nerds Rising Sunshine Cup battles, although we were seeing it from the perspective of the Hisuian Electrode leading into Vigoroth. But here we're going to go for a Body Slam. The opponent actually throws straight away, so they did debuff themselves, and now they're going to swap and catch the second Body Slam onto their Swampert. And they're going to let it go through as well. We come in with our Oranguru, and we're going to go for a full Confusion Farm Down. We are going to shield up this first charge move. It is the Earthquake, so great shield there. And we get the full Confusion Farm Down before they even make it to a Hydro Cannon. So that's huge for us. Still got most of our health remaining. We're now going to go for a Foul Play into this Galarian Stunfisk. It doesn't do much damage, but we're already at Foul Play number 2. And Foul Play actually grabs the final shield from the opponent. Interesting shield usage there. We're now going to let the Earthquake go through. It nearly takes us out. We swap into Vigoroth. The opponent tries to swap and snipe us, but they're going to go for the Wild Charge straight away, taking out the Vigoroth, and now it is Shadow Ambipom time. We're going to come in, we are running Astonish in these first few battles, and even with the defense drop, Astonish is not doing much damage. But they go for a Wild Charge, number 2, we get the farm down, and now they're going to come back in with the Galarian Stunfisk. We're going to go straight for that Hyper Beam. It is resisted damage, but Hyper Beam takes out the Stunfisk, and we take that game. Into the next battle, a great lead into Bastiodon. The opponent swaps into a Cherim, and we're going to go for a Foul Play straight away. Unfortunately throwing on alignment, it looks like, as they get a full Bullet Seed through, and we do grab a shield from this matchup. We've got to respect the damage from a potential Solar Beam. It is the Solar Beam, so that is huge for us. Now this should just be a Weather Ball, so we can safely let this go through, go for the full Confusion Farm Down, and come out with some loaded energy. They actually make it to another Weather Ball, which might be better for us. We give them very minimal health for this Bastiodon to farm us down, so that's great. And they're actually going to come in with a Togekiss instead. So we go for that Future Sight. Sorry, not Future Sight. They're actually running Psychic here, but that does grab the shield from the opponent. We now come in with the Ambipom. The opponent catches an Aerial Ace onto their Bastiodon. What a savage catch that was. But now we can come in with the Vigoroth, and we're actually going to go for that Bulldoze straight away, making sure we get there before they get to a Stone Edge. We take out the Bastiodon, and here we should be able to make it to 2 Body Slams in time up against the Togekiss. They go for an Ancient Power. We do shield it up, and they don't get the boost, which is great. We're going to go for the Body Slam here. Very good charge move timing. We go for Body Slam number 1. It nearly takes them out, and Body Slam number 2 will easily be enough damage to take out the Togekiss, and we take that game with just minimal HP remaining. Into the next battle, we see Bronzong in the lead. Sorry, I've just been so used to saying Bronzor because of the Little Cup, or the Bronzor Cup as most people would refer to it. They go for the Payback. That doesn't quite take us out, and now we will be able to get off the Foul Play. Also super effective, but Foul Play obviously going to do a lot less damage than that Payback. But we come in with the Vigoroth, and we get the full farm down there. Not sure why the opponent didn't throw their energy. Maybe they're running Payback and like Flash Cannon or something. I have no idea. But they come in with a Blastoise. We're now going to go for Body Slam number 2, spamming these Body Slams, and we should be able to go for the full farm down, and we get there before they even make it to a move. So I have no idea what charge moves this opponent is running, but they're clearly running very high energy moves. We go for Body Slam number 3. We get to Body Slam number 4. Vigoroth is obviously stealing the show here, but we're like, you know what, this is a Shadow Ambipom showcase. Let's make sure it actually does something. The opponent goes for Bulldoze. That is not the right move to run, especially this season, as it does now have access to high horsepower, which you should definitely run instead, because it's the same energy, but it deals like 10 or 20 more damage, something like that, I don't know, but Bulldoze, not a great move, as Rise to the Occasion will tell you. But here we lead into a Shadow Ampharos, gonna go for the Body Slam, and Vigoroth is just so strong in these neutral matchups. And we can go for another Body Slam, throwing on alignment there, the opponent going for the extra Volt Switch, and they do get the farm down, so they had to use both shields there, but they do have the alignment they want. So let's see, we're going to come in with our Shadow Ambipom. We're actually going to let this move go through. They go for a brutal swing. That does so much damage. It's a neutral non-stab move, and we're actually fully sacrificing it here. Interesting play. We come in with our Oranguru, and they've got a Typhlosion. We're now going to go straight for that Psychic. Psychic does big damage. We get the farm down, and they do have the Shadow Machamp. So now we can safely shield this up, go for a full Confusion farm down, and we should be able to take that game. So unfortunately, Shadow Ambipom there just used as a damage sponge. But into the next battle, we see a Porygon 2, sorry. They go for a Tri-Attack, and that doesn't get the debuff. They swap into a Sceptile, so interesting team from this opponent. These are lower elo battles once again, but still very fun to watch. We're going to go for another Body Slam. This will be doing big damage to the Sceptile, and are we going to shield here, or will we let the Vigoroth go down? We're going to let it go down. Leaf Blade does take us out, but we can come in with the Ambipom maybe. No, we're going to come in with the Oranguru, get the Confusion farm down, and let's see, the opponent's going to come back in with their Porygon 2. They make it to another Tri-Attack in time. We're going to let it go through, and it doesn't get the debuff again, so we're getting very lucky here. We go for that foul play, and from this range, actually, it grabs the final shield from the opponent, and at this point, I think we just leave both our shields for our Ambipom. No, we're actually going to shield it up. We don't quite know what they could have, and we're actually running Scratch this time around, and look at the damage from that fast move. If you're wondering, you've probably never seen Scratch in GBL, but Giovanni's Persian can learn Scratch, and that's the one that absolutely annihilates your Machamp, even though you should be dealing super effective damage and doing more damage to that Persian. So yeah, Scratch, quite a high damage move, but absolutely terrible energy generation, and of course normal damage cannot be super effective against anything, so it's not really used an awful lot. But here we're going to swap into our Vigoroth. The opponent is going to stay in with their Unnovan Stunfisk. I wasn't actually sure if they swapped into this. I was kind of talking about Giovanni for a second there, but we're going to go for the Body Slam, and that does some decent damage. The opponent knows it's not a Bulldoze, so they let it go through, but we do make it to another Body Slam, grabbing a shield on the CMP tie with this Unnovan Stunfisk, and we're going to let the Mud Bomb go through. Doesn't do enough damage to take us out. They have to throw yet another charge move, and we're happy to let Vigoroth go down after grabbing a shield advantage, and we do get the farm down. We come out with a ton of energy. The opponent comes in with a Frost Breath Lapras, it would seem. We go for Psychic, it does some decent damage, and now we will be able to go for another Psychic, not before they make it to a charge move though, so we will respect the Surf damage, go for a Foul Play straight away, and this should be enough damage to barely take them out. No, actually not enough, so we swap into Ambipom, and oh my gosh, look at that Scratch damage once again. We are destroying this Venusaur. This is just a regular Venusaur, by the way, not even Shadow. They take us out with a Frenzy Plant, but we can take them out with one more Confusion and take that game. Into the next battle, we lead into Swampert, so we save swap into our Vigoroth, and we are going to continue to overfarm. Honestly, I would have thrown earlier there because we do take one turn to swap, so we would be behind, but the opponent then swaps into Bastiodon, probably the worst switch decision I've ever seen in GBL, because we go for the Bulldoze, completely farm them down there, and now we have a ton of energy on our Vigoroth, so very questionable decision by the opponent. I do think that this player is a lot better than the opponents they're facing, so they might have just tanked a ton with this team, I'm not really sure, but the opponent's going to go for the Hydro Cannon. It does take us out, but we can now come in with the Oranguru, go for the Confusion farm down. We get it before they get to a charge move, and they've got a Diggersby in the back, so we're going to fully commit to going for the Psychic here, and if they do let this go through, we should be absolutely fine. We can let this move go through and then just swap into our Shadow Ambipom, go for a full Scratch farm down from this range, and it looks like we will be easily able to get that farm down. Are we going to shield this up? We do shield it up. It is the Earthquake. That would easily take us out, but we get the farm down and we take that game. Into the next battle, we see Celebi in the lead, so they're also running Confusion, so this should be a good matchup for the Oranguru. They can only go for Seed Bomb here after 4 Confusion, so we can let that go through. and we can go for a foul play, which will be super effective damage into the Psychic Celebi. And here, can we get the Confusion farm down? It doesn't look like it, so we're actually going to swap, catch the move on our Vigoroth, and preserve our health on the Oranguru without using a shield. We now get the counter farm down. They come in with the Azumarill, so we are going to farm up a ton of energy before going for the Body Slam, and this Body Slam actually grabs a shield from the opponent. So yeah, it doesn't look like the opponent's really too sure about what they're doing here. I definitely think we are a lot better than these opponents. No offense to them, but I mean, like, we're throwing out really good timing as well. So we go for the Body Slam here. Body Slam will be doing big damage to the Azu, and they have to go for another charge move to take us out. So we will let the Vigoroth go down to the Ice Beam. We now come in with the Oranguru, and we get the big farm down. What have they got in the back? They've got an Umbreon. That's not ideal for us. We're going to go for the foul play, swap into our Shadow Ambipom, and now we are running low sweep, which is quite convenient, although with the scratch damage, with the scratch energy generation, it's really slow to get there. They're already at another charge move, and this foul play does so much damage. We go for that low sweep straight away, actually throwing on alignment, so not the best timing. And the opponent, it looks like they're going to go for the full snarl farm down, but we're able to farm it down with the scratch instead. That was actually insane. And now into the next battle, we see Dunsparce in the lead. Gonna stay in this matchup initially anyways. The opponent throws straight away. They're going for a Drill Run. I mean, it will do a little bit more damage than the Rock Slide, but it doesn't do that much. We don't really have to respect a second Drill Run either. We go for a Psychic. The opponent does use a shield, and now we swap into our Vigoroth. So the opponent going to go for another Drill Run, and then they swap into a Toxicroak, and we barely make it to the Bulldoze in time. This should grab a shield from the opponent. No, it just one-shots the Toxicroak, even better. They come back in with Dunsparce, and they just can't farm us down with those rollouts, as they do very little damage. We now come back in with Oranguru. They make it to yet another charge move. We're going to let this go through as well, go for the Confusion farm down, and what have they got in the back? It's a Sableye, and oh my gosh, I don't think we can win this game here. We are going to be running Scratch most likely, and yeah, oh actually they are shields down though, so if we can make it to an Aerial Ace, which is one of the worst charge moves in the game, then we might just be able to do this. And look at that scratch damage, it is double resisted by the ghost typing, but Aerial Ace, one of the worst moves in the game, is enough damage to take out that Sableye, and we take that game. So into the next battle, we see an Obstagoon in the lead, awful lead for us. We're going to swap into our Shadow Ambipom, shielding up the cross chop. Can we make it to the low sweep? Yes, we can, but this is probably going to get a shield from the opponent. But no, they let it go through, and we now see the Shadow Machamp coming in. So they are running double counter so far. Could this be a triple counter team from the opponent? We're going to come in with the Oranguru, and we are going to shield the cross chop here. But we will now be able to fully Confusion farm them down, and they have got a Swampert in the back. So this is actually going to be quite close. Swampert with 2 shields is a very deadly Pokemon, especially when we don't have anything that does resist these Hydro Cannons. They go for the Hydro Cannon. We barely hang on. That's absolutely massive for us, because now we can go for the foul play, grabbing the final shield, and now it's up to Vigoroth. Can we take out the Swampert in time? We're going to go for a Body Slam here, and this Body Slam will nearly take them out. We just need a couple more counters to land. The opponent is going to go for the Earthquake, but it doesn't take us out. We get the counter farm down, and we take that game. And into the final battle, awful lead for us. We swap into our Shadow Ambipom, and oh my god, look at that scratch damage. That is actually ridiculous. They go for a Night Slash, and now they swap into Toxicroak. We don't get the Aerial Ace off. That is really unfortunate. Maybe should have just committed to the low sweep and possibly got a shield, but it doesn't matter. We'll get a massive Confusion farm down with just 2 Confusions here. They go for the Sludge Bomb, doesn't matter. We should be able to make it to a foul play in time, and this will grab a shield from the opponent from this range. And are they going to go for a full bubble farm down? No, they do throw their energy. We can let this go through, come in. They actually undercharge that, so we swap into our Vigoroth, go for the side, and they've got an Air Slash Pidgeot. That is definitely not the move you want to run, although both of the better moves that Pidgeot does learn, I do believe, are Legacy, so you would have to use an Elite TM on it, which isn't obviously ideal for a lot of people, and if you don't have any Elite TMs, then I can understand why you wouldn't want to do it, but they go for a Feather Dance. We do correctly call it, and the opponent just concedes the match. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And as for my response, it pains me to say this, but I'm going to go with Pheromosa. I think I built it about a week before the wing attack buff, so really unfortunate timing on that part, as obviously any flying type is going to absolutely demolish it, as it is of course a double weak to the flying typing. As well, Bug Bite, not the best move. If we did see a buff to Bug Bite in the future, maybe it could be a little bit more viable, or maybe if it did gain access to Double Kick, that would really help it out because it doesn't get to its charge moves fast enough, and even though Lunge and Close Combat is a really strong combination, yeah, it's just not great overall. So if you want to see more content like this in the future, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you have a great rest of your day.